Then we're ready to put the Vanos unit on. I use the long solenoid pack bolts to hold it, so I don't put any stress on the Vanos pistons or the Vanos gearboxes. I always keep some in stock so I can mount the unit with the solenoid pack on. I see that I left out the bolt there. That's okay. Like that. I'm gonna do up these bolts a little bit more. When I push this in, I don't want the Vanos piston to come out too much, so the Teflon seal will come out of the bore. So be sure to align the newly machined holes in the oil pump disc to the cam sprocket. Then I'll replace the long bolts with the short ones. Crap. Good thing I always have a long ass magnet. Now we can see that the covers, they won't push in anymore. So then I know that I've got the Vanos pistons pushed fully out into the cap. So then I will tighten the Vanos up so that I know that I'm pushing the Vanos gearboxes fully into the, not fully, but just the right amount into the cam sprockets. Now we'll of course tighten these bolts up correctly later on. So we still have some distance between the Vanos and the caps. That's very important. Then I will just do up these bolts, one on each side. Won't tighten them, but just a little bit so that I know that there's some tension between the gearbox and cam sprocket. Now, when doing this up, I can see that the gearbox is moving still into the cam gear. That's what I want to see, because then I know that there's a connection between the cap and the piston, and I know that it moves the last bit towards the cam gear. And of course it's good to recheck that this pin slides in with no resistance at all. Now we'll check here as well that it gets pushed in, it does. And at this stage it's very important to take this back off and fit the new O-ring. So now both the caps are fitted snugly, so I know that everything is in the correct position. Recheck again, all is good. I tighten the side bolts first, or completely opposite bolts, because then I know that there's the same tension on both sides. It's equal. If I would just tighten 3 of them or something, it would be a little bit crooked. I don't want that. Now I can do up the 2 top ones as well. Like that. I will of course torque those in the correct spec as well. And now, once I take this off, I take out the locking pin for the crankshaft, and I turn the crankshaft 1 rotation. Then I have the opposite cam bolts faced upwards. Now I'll tighten those down, and then another full turn, it will be back in the same way as it is now. But then if you try to put these back in and it doesn't fit easily, that's okay, because there's small variations in the timing chain, the tensioner. The pistons can move a little bit in and out because of the camshaft. It can pull both ways depending on which of the rockers are on the which cylinder is in the or which cam opens at any given time. So there's no point in checking that that it fits perfectly and then second guessing yourself, thinking that you did something wrong, because it didn't. But of course, if you see that the crankshaft locking tool fits perfectly and the camshaft guide is far away, then there could be something wrong, but you can double check that the pistons are in the same place. You can also use a 27mm wrench here, rock it back and forth, so it will come back to the same position. But when there's new Vanos seals and so on, everything hydraulically moves quite tightly. So no point in second guessing yourself. So that's it. Now it's timed. I'll just fit up the remaining parts and torque everything up. Then we're good to go. Let's go for a test drive. Everything should be working perfectly.